evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome to all of you in your very own Uthopedia platform. I hope you all are doing well and safe at home. And today we are having a session on future roadmap for students owing COVID-19, where we will be covering how the future looks like in COVID-19 and the career prospects for the students in various fields. Apart from that, we'll discussing on the job opportunities and placements in the companies and how to plan your career with a prime focus on career development. We will also tell you about the new job opportunities in various fields as well. But before we should start, I would quickly like to introduce you to Youtopedia. It's a platform designed to give a direction to the students on their suitable career options. With a prime focus on youth upliftment, Youtopedia's mission is to become a main source of guidance for the youth today as they face a number of career options, changing job situations, and along with it, a number of psychological issues that they experience on an everyday basis. And in this time of uncertainties, we believe that it can be leveraged by gaining knowledge and guidance at home by the experts. So today we have with us Dr. Lobial, the President Teacher Association of Jawaharlal Nehru University. Dr. Lobial has more than 20 years of experience and currently serving as a professor at School of Computer and System Science at JNU. He has published more than 100 research articles in international journals of repute, including IEEE, ACM Advisor, Beeley, and Springer. In addition, he also published more than 80 research articles in the international and national conferences. Over to you, sir.
Uh, Thank you. Let me thank Youtopedia, and especially Priyanka for giving me this opportunity to interact with the young minds of the country. Now, I'll welcome the student, but this is very unfortunate juncture at which we are meet to discuss the career options for the student when everybody is locked down due to corona pandemic. Now, I call it unfortunate because otherwise we could have a face-to-face interaction with the young minds of the country. That would have been much better for me. But nevertheless, whatever the situation is, all of us are facing together, fighting together, and we'll see through it together, and we'll definitely see a bright future. That is what I'll begin with. Let me begin with, we have a different kind of a student or young minds at this time. A student, those who have at the juncture of passing their 12th or 10 plus 2 exams and trying to enter in the university system. There's a one lot, and there are students in the university system and education system, probably who are in the final years of their education, who are looking for the job opportunities. This is one group. And there are other students probably who are on the higher education doing their PhD, research, etc. Everybody may have some worries that how do we go about what will happen after this corona pandemic, after this lockdown, what are the prospects? But let me be very clear on this, that this is a time when every one of us is locked down. We have a time to motivate ourselves and to develop new skills. If you look at the total job market, now current scenario in last many decades, I'll call many because at least I'll consider 1, 2, 3 decades, where the entire job market has come as a outcome of the interdisciplinary mix of or the mixing of different disciplines. This is what the job opportunities come. Now, the moment I say this, multidisciplinary, for example, if you look at, if you have to develop some medical kit, you also need a knowledge not only of electronics, probably you also need a knowledge of biology. Why I am saying this is the time when you are locked down in your homes. It's a very good time for the student to develop their additional skills wherever they are interested in, depending on their interest. More skills you develop, in addition to the prime area or prime career wherever you want to go, that will always have an additional advantage for getting a job or getting a job opportunity. So let us, I'm saying it very clearly, that utilize this time and get motivated yourself, that develop skills. Let me put, I say skills, I'm talking of developing a reasoning. Because if you look at all companies when they come for the placement, they do not see the skills only on the discipline which you are. Say, for example, some IT company comes, it does not only look for your computational skills. That is how, if you look at TCS, it takes students across various engineering disciplines, maybe from electrical engineering, maybe from chemical engineering, maybe from electronics, maybe from mechanical. The reason being is they look at the reasoning and logical skills of the student. Once you have those skills, probably you have an opportunity to adapt to a different kind of job prospects. So, students and friends, this is the best opportunity one way, though it is unfortunate we are locked down, but still this is the best opportunity for you to develop new skills online, because there are a lot of skill courses freely available online. If you have facilities at home, you have an internet connectivity, you can freely do those courses. This is what is a professional aspect is. In addition to that, it is a time. Probably you can get motivated for that. You can develop. Some may have a very good interest in arts, fine arts. You can develop your. You may not have a time while you are busy with your study in the college or the school, but utilize this time to develop your skills in art, music. These additional skills always help. Now, when I say this helps, if you look at a web designing job, it requires a lot of artistic skills as well. And if you are becoming a graphic designer, probably you need a very good artistic skills. So those additional skills will always help you in getting jobs. Not only this, at least even if I don't look for a prospect of a job, but I need something which suits my mind and heart. So music and arts are surely one discipline, one set of skills which you can develop for your own satisfaction at your leisure. So therefore, what I'm trying to say is, this is what you must do. And language skills. If you look at language skills, when you visit the foreign countries, if you go to the Central Asia, say for example, many of the countries they depend on Russian. If you go Latin American countries, they speak Spanish and Portuguese. If you go to the rest of the countries, some of the European countries, and English. So many of you definitely have a good English skills, but if you get time and you get time to spend, you can develop language skills so that it can help you any time in your future life. Not only that you develop only language skills during this period, you can also know what are your weaknesses in a subject which you are studying, and you can improve your skills, your knowledge. This is good time to upgrade, improve your knowledge, so that when the university gets reopened, when you look for a job market, you are ready with your knowledge, and you can face your interviews and you can face the job interview in the market. So utilize this time to develop your skills. When I say this, let me put one thing very clearly. Though I'm not a big supporter of a war, I don't support a war. So war is a human imposed mechanism. See, if you look at why I'm putting this corona pandemic, I can see as a war. This is also as a war, but it's not human imposed war. Why I'm saying this is that if you look at what happened after World War II, in 1945, let me put it very briefly, what new paradigms came up and how the whole world scenario changes. Now, with the war between the Germans and the Russians, when the pilots were doing bombardments, they find that the language is a problem because Russian doesn't know German, Germans do not know Russian. So therefore, they thought of after war that we must have a computer-based translation system between languages. So a new paradigm of machine translation came up after World War II. And second, if you look at the whole digital communication through which today we are communicating through Zoom as a webinar, this whole digital communication started from 1948. Because 1948, a research article came which talked about what is the advantage of digital communication. The semiconductor devices, the computer which you are using today, is based on semiconductor devices and especially on transistor. It was developed in 1946-47, and because the whole industry after war feel that we need devices which can operate faster, electronic devices. Not only that, even the computer which we are using today as a desktop, electronics computer was developed in 40s, 1946, 47. So when I'm saying this is, though the war was bad, it has a bad impact on human life and society, but at the same time, it opened new paradigms of learning and new opportunities in the market. Not only that, the cryptography, the movement I say cryptography, how to hide your messages. It started from the World War II, because when the messages were transmitted, they find that they must be encrypted, maybe hidden, that the other party cannot read their message. That means, though the war created economic crisis, the social problems, but at the same time, after war effect is that it also opened new paradigms where new job opportunities came in the market, not and new research paradigms in the market. Now, any kind of this difficult situations where it puts a lot of pressure on humans and on students as well. Today, everybody is worried what will happen to my career. Now, that is why I'm saying those students who have just written their 12th examination, probably they may develop additional skills. And worldwide, if you look at the academic calendar begins in September. Most of the countries in the world, their academic calendar begins in the September. Now, probably with the Indian government that our new admissions will start from September, we will also coincide with the world calendar. So there is no panic, no need to disturb that the new admissions will take place. If the admissions are to be taken place 1st of September, therefore the all entrance examinations for admission will have to take place. And if not through the physically, but at least we can have through webs or online. And by that time, even if the universities are not open, by September end, there will be relaxation in the market from the lockdown. You can go to the center and write our examination. Not only that, because the 12th examination, which has been left, government has said they will be done between July 1st and July 15th. So at least there will be a movement for a student to go to their center and write examination. Therefore, the entrance examination for the admissions will also take place in July, even if it's shift. So new admissions will always be taken based on the examination. So no students should be panic as far as those who are just doing their 12th. They will get opportunity to have entrance examination like JEE, NEET, and other entrance examinations that will happen only then the admissions begin. As far as those students who are in the final years, the government already has said that for them, the academic calendar begins in July. So by July end or mid of August, they will complete the terminal students will complete their degrees, and therefore they are free to go to join their jobs. And as far as jobs are concerned, many of the companies still keeps their offer. Those who are placed, they are giving offers, and many of them have delayed their offers. But it's not that a large number of companies are not denying the offers. So there are job offers in the market still, but look at the new paradigms will also come up. So it is quite interesting and quite important that we must keep ourselves motivated, should not be disappointed with the lockdown. It's a time to develop new skills, time to spend with the family, but only the youth really may be a little worried because they don't get time to freak out with the friends. Along with the friends, surely after the relaxation of lockdown, you will get time to spend with your friends, but still, you have been spending a lot of time on the telephones and the net. That is still you are doing, but only going with your friends physically will be possible after only few weeks. It's not much time because larger time already you have spent, but still I'll request you to develop your skills in other areas. Over to, thank you. Now questions, if any.
Thank you, Dr. Lovial. Yeah, so we have questions coming in. So the first question that I would like to take is like, what will be the placement criteria now as the companies are holding their placement?
See, I think the criteria is not going to change. One only problem student will be facing it because most of the colleges has a criteria that if one student gets a job, he will not sit for the placement for the future companies. Now assume that one student has already got a job that is cancelled now. They may be worried that whether he will be allowed or she will be allowed to reappear in the next company or not. hopefully the colleges and the university will change their policy. Ultimately, it is their moral duty to give opportunity to the student to appear them in the placement so that they can get a job. So the criteria will remain same. That is not going to change. But only thing is the opportunities will be given to them. And not only that, the government of India made it very clear, Machadi, that all engineering colleges must make effort with the industry that they make arrangements to invite them in the campus and look for the job opportunities. That will be done.
Right. And similar to that, I have another questions by Anshuman Sethi. He's asking what about the companies who have already done the placements? And so will the organization hire the students who are already placed for the industry? Or I mean, when the company is like laying off the employees right now?
See, let me give some figures right now. See, the companies like TCS, Wipro, Capgemini, McKinsey, there's Pepsi, Beacon, and HUL, BCG, BNC, and there are other companies, Godrej even including. They all have honored their offers. They said, whenever this is open, we are honoring the offers, student will get the placement. There are few companies which has delayed their offers. They said, we cannot ask you to join right now, but we'll ask you to join later. But the offer remains. Very few companies who said, we cannot offer you the job right now, they're very small in number. But and the question is that laying off is concerned, I don't think many of the companies had not yet lay off. They said 90 days from this, we'll not going to lay off anybody. So we have only 50 days of lockdown, still we have 40 days. My assumption is another 40 days, before 40 days, the lockdown will be open. I think layoff will not take place. That is what my assumption.
All right. So I have another question. One student is asking like how to prepare yourself for the competitive exam. Is there any particular advice that you would like to give them?
See, there are two kinds of competitive examinations. One is the competitive examinations for admission test. The other kind of competitive examinations are for job prospects. Like say, for example, if you write a GATE examination, which does both the purpose. One is from the GATE examination, you can get jobs in the public sector enterprises like Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, Bharat Electronics Limited, Fertilizers India Limited, and you can also get based on that score admission in the MTech in IITs. So it does two purposes. This is one example. Or you have JEE or you have NEET, other competitive examinations for admission. The other kind of competitive examinations are those who are in the final year of BTech, maybe looking for to write UPSC examination where you can get an IAS, IPS, other kind of jobs. So there are competitive examinations for government jobs. There are competitive examinations for admission. So as far as admissions are concerned, these competitive examinations are definitely going to happen. The reason being is only then the universities will start new session. So even the university starts in September, so before that they have to conduct the entrance examination, competitive examination. As far as the rest of the exams are concerned, probably the GATE exam has already taken place in February, and some of other examination like UPSC has been postponed. But the question is either if the examination is not taking place, the job vacancies will remain there in the government public sectors. They have created this year, and the next year new job opportunity will be created. So it will be accumulated creation of jobs, even if it delayed. So it's not that the opportunities for the government jobs are going. So that way, what I'm trying to say is those exams are going to take place, but when, that is the question, maybe by September before that, or maybe in October, no. This is what I learned.
Right, doctor. And the next question is like when the things will settle down, what are the professional fields which would be promising?
See, you have to look at one of the field. If you look at the data analytics already there, but with lot of data coming from corona pandemic, like this test, there are going to be huge requirement for the data analyst who can analyze the pandemic data which is coming from the coronavirus. One. In addition to that, if you look at, as I said, every crisis, I gave an example of World War because this, how much opportunities World War opened that time. The war is not a good. I said, I'm not a follower of war. I'm so dead against the war. But what I'm saying is, if you look at this crisis, in addition to that, if you look at IIT Roorkee shouldn't try to develop a small ventilator. Now, the kind of crisis we have got, we are going to generate a lot of instrumentation. You can have instrumentation area which will come up. You can have data analytics and pharmaceuticals. If you look at now new drugs, everything new. This is what is specific to the corona, what I'm trying to say. But in addition to that, if you look the new learning systems, now this online learning is going to be one of the requirement which will take place now in future. It cannot be a substitute for actual teaching, but it can definitely be a big supplement for that. So any government in future be prepared for these kind of situations will also try to have an online learning. The moment I say online learning, you need what? Content which is self-explanatory. You need content writers who can write good contents. This has to be through web. You need web designers because content is not simple text. You need graphics, you need artists. Web designing, designers. If you look from that angle, small way, these opportunities come as a new opportunity. In addition to what there will remain there. I don't think any, except small MSME sectors where small jobs are doing, but that is only for semi-skilled and non-skilled. But the skilled people, the jobs are going to shrink, even shrinking for a short time, and jobs will remain same, but new opportunities will come. New areas, as I said.
Absolutely. And so Ujjwal Seth is asking, how can the student prepare themselves for the future? Are online courses at this point really beneficial for the final year college students?
See, if you look at final year college student, and the final year, most of them do their project work. Right? Engineering, let me put engineering, then I'll take non-engineering student. Most of the student in the final year does their project in the industry or some kind of project which will help them to utilize the knowledge which they gain. They'll learn the application of that knowledge, what is the purpose of the project in the final semester is. And keep one thing in mind, one of the good things happened in this country is that everything almost is a semester wise now, not a yearly. Very rarely it will be now. Now that if you look that, see what I'm saying is only thing they have to do is if those who have got offers, they must learn some skills. I said reasoning and logic is the key to any job. So the student and then communication skill. I find even in my student, many of them coming from various places have a problem with the communication skill. Communication skill does not mean English. That whether you are able to convey the idea which is in your mind correctly or not is important. So this is the time they must learn communication skills. I think 50% of the jobs are earned in the private sector only due to communication skill. The rest is your technical knowledge and your other skills. So if you are not good at communication skill, develop that during this period. There are a lot of communication courses available online. And the logic and reasoning and other skills. I think they should spend time on that.
Right, doctor. So another question we are having from Suneet, and she's asking, like, what do you suggest to students who may not get placed this year, unfortunately, due to COVID-19?
I think there are two options now. I think it depends on the stream, right? If they're undergraduate student, if they don't get a job, I think they should also look for the post-graduation because this may be a temporary relief in a sense. If they are not getting an opportunity, they will engage in the academics and develop their skills, and then they can get a job in the next year, next 1.5 years. That is one of the way to go about it. Or if they are not interested, many of them may not be interested in the masters. The reason is also it is expensive at times because you have to pay the money. So you may not have in an economic situation whether you try to follow your master degree. But at least what I am trying to say is, see, the moment the market is open, lockdown is over. Even if you do not get the placement, it happens in past as well that all students have never been getting their placement from the campuses. They have been looking for the jobs after passing out from the campuses. So the situation remains same, but the proportion may be more because all placement activities during this period, which has taken place from March to May, has been stopped. So therefore, many those who have been placed will not be. Either the placement activities will again start in September when the university reopens. Some of may be observed in that. Some those who are not able to get, they must see their weaknesses and try to develop skills. Say, for example, if my expertise in area A, the jobs are area B, I can develop skills in area B. Say, for example, those who are in the different area, they can learn courses online on data analytics. Probably they may get job in that discipline. If they are not getting campus placement, they should prepare for those kind of skills.
Right.
This is what
We have another question from Swastik Burma. He's saying, how will the lockdown affect job opportunities post-lockdown? Will there be an increase in the creation of jobs or a deterioration?
This is a very dicey question. We may not have an exact answer whether increase, decrease. I think some sectors will have job shrinkage and some new sectors will come up. So exactly you cannot say whether it will decrease, but it may be a balancing act that some sectors will have, like financial sector, because if you look at banking and financial sector, they already had a decrease before the coronavirus.
Right.
So that you cannot expect that it will all have a sudden there will be increase in that sector. But I said new sectors may emerge, like say, for example, I say you need social awareness about communicable disease. A lot of NGOs may come up now, which may develop skills for you need awareness programs and how to avoid communicable disease, how to react during the communicable disease, because there's a panic all the time.
Right.
And the university system and the society as a whole needs to react to such a situation which is very unprecedented. Now we may need readiness for the future. A lot of NGOs will come. So they will need some specific skills, how to communicate. Because see, sometimes what you feel is, I let me little deviation I put. Sometimes we feel these social science disciplines are not, see, you have a compartmentalization, you choose mathematics, you choose biology, then it's okay, this is social science. Now what I'm saying is, without the social, political and cultural skills, you cannot do marketing and sales. So what I'm saying is, with this, lot of NGOs will come which will work at different areas or to deal with such situations where you need very specific skills. So people may also develop those skills and get absorbed for the time being in NGOs and then develop the skills and get a better job opportunity. So you always get some platform where you can stay at this time movement and get some job and then rise up. This is how we must think about right now.
Right. So we have another question by Harsha. She's asking, what about hardware jobs after lockdown? Is there any change in terms of hardware?
Hardware job, I think, hardware jobs may include many things, but yes, there may be, because the hardware jobs also include your micro, small, and medium scale enterprises, because they are the worst hit by this pandemic. But at the same time, the government, various governments, including Indian government, are trying to help them out. If the MSMEs are helped properly, then the hardware jobs will not hit much. And as the governments, all governments are trying to help them out, if they are helped timely, and it will pick up very soon. But definitely the hardware jobs may be hampered a little bit, but with the support from the government and organization, they can pick up faster. But if their efforts are being, the moment this opens now in, say, from July, if MSME starts working, the hardware jobs will not be impacted much. That is what my understanding is.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. It is. What do you think? Is there any major sectors which see the growth in terms of job opportunities?
I think one of the major this could be. Let me put it. This hospitality management and housekeeping jobs, if you look at, especially the nursing pharmacy jobs may come up, because we did a lot of. See, this pandemic has put us in a situation where we need a lot of medical paradigm has to be changed entirely. It's not question of what facilities you have, how much you can cater to at a given situation. That is how the Italy people have died. It is not that they don't have a medical facility, they don't have a system to handle such a large number of patients at a time. So what I'm saying is now you need to develop your system which has to be expanded. So the medical, paramedical and medical has to be expanded in terms of hospitals, in terms of nursing staff, in terms of medical staff, and not only that, a lot of drugs and medicines, availability of medicines. So if you look that sector, the medical sector will enhance. That is one, and then not only that, if that goes, the housekeeping jobs may also come up. Executive, I'm not saying only housekeeping, small jobs. Executives is one of the area where I see a lot of things will come up. And finally, I say that if this online comes, and then content development and web designing could again enhance. The number of jobs may increase in that, because a lot of courses will, because some people are thinking that a lot of professors should put course and a Netflix-like learning platform may be developed. This is how it is coming. So people are thinking in those direction. If that comes, the content development, designing may be a very good job opportunity.
All right. And how does the government jobs graph look like to you?
See, government job graphs, I don't think there's much change. The reason being is one that see, government jobs are based on the retirement. People retire and then they fill up. Generally, it's not that every year they increase jobs until new departments come.
Right.
They are basically retirement-based jobs that will keep continuing like this. Perhaps only if the government is fall short of money, and I'm doubtful whether they are going to stop some new recruitments or not. The Maharashtra government has stopped new recruitments. But I think by and large, it may be a temporary measure, but it will open after 6 months if Maharashtra has done that because of the financial crisis. But as the finances improve, the government jobs will also remain the same.
Right. Also, Rudra Shankar Singh is asking, what are the impact on the digital marketing jobs after the lockdown?
I think digital marketing will increase. The reason I am trying to say is now lot of people have developed skills, online skills during this pandemic. See, those who are not very savvy with the web or the Facebook or this, they have learned it during this period. You know, when you are locked inside the home, you cannot go to the market. You need something, medicines, you may be giving order online for the medicine, especially. So people have improved their skills forcibly, the digital. So the marketing, digital marketing is going to increase because a lot of more people will use digital medium now. Mm-hmm. This is one. And second is, see, this pandemic have also made us to learn that the home delivery system is one of the systems which can work at any time. Right?
Absolutely.
So this is about to come. This I learned. We have, see, by this social distancing, even if the market opens, we'll have social distancing to be maintained for a long time.
Right.
So therefore, the home delivery system, and therefore you need to have a digital marketing in place. I think that the jobs will increase. That is what my understanding in the current scenario.
All right. And can you provide the information about the opportunities for information technology per se in both government and private sector?
See, information technology, if you look at this is a sector where probably you are able to work from home. Even in this corona pandemic, IT sector has been working from home because you don't need to be present all the time in a factory kind of environment. So one, and therefore, what I'm trying to say is the more and more jobs will come in. Now, one of the important area which is come in the IT sector is the new revolution. See, if you look at the 90s, we have an IT revolution. And if you go into 2000 and this, we have a new revolution where based on biotechnology revolution. So each decade, IT revolution, then you have biotechnology revolution. Now, if you look at this current scenario, you have a data, information, and what's a data analytics and machine learning revolution in the IT. Right. Now, sorry. Now, the total what I understand is the new revolution which is about to come is the revolution of biosensors in the IT sector, where you need a lot of biosensors, whether you are throwing your dust in the dustbin, whether you are throwing in the blue one or the green one. I mean, people don't have a screen. You must have a biosensor which recognizes, no, it beeps when you put it in the wrong box, right? The smart city project, if you look at it, needs a lot of biosensors, a lot of sensors, And whole medical paradigm is looking, can I have a small medical kit where I can test my malaria at home? No, I don't have.
No.
I go to give my blood sample, it takes many days. Like your diabetes test, can I have a medical kit which can give me the test if I put at home and test, oh, I'm malaria or not. That is why I'm saying the new generation, the whole is going to be biosensor. Region is one. The electronic and mechanical devices has been miniaturized. We have small devices. The technology has advanced so much now. We can miniaturize them, make small devices. Is one of the shift which has come, which will give a rise to the development of biosensors, which will change the total human life. That is what I see the next paradigm shift is going to come. The revolution of biosensors. So the IT sector is going to move that way if you look at it in future.
All right. That's a very useful information. And we have another question coming up from Samishta Sharma. She's asking, since COVID-19 has proven to be a major tripping point for digital transformation, how useful it would be for the students to take complete digital courses?
Can you repeat this?
Yeah.
Sorry.
She's asking, like, during the COVID-19 situation, so how useful for the students to go for the digital courses, like complete digital courses?
I don't think that is a very right way, because see, as I said in the beginning, now we are living in an age of where we need multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary skills. Now, focusing only on one skill, that you focus on digital stream, I don't think it's a good idea. Because if I'm a content writer, if I'm writing some content on the digital technology, if I have some knowledge of digital technology, I can be a better content writer. If you have a technology journalist, I need some knowledge of technology. So now what I'm trying to say is, if I'm a computer scientist and today I have to work on whether cancer can be detected using artificial intelligence or not, I need some knowledge of biology. So I'll not suggest anybody should focus only one skill. Now it needs a lot of skills together. So more skills you develop now is a better way of learning. So you must learn. Smart learning is important rather than hard learning. You keep on learning, role learning. You smart learning as far as job market is concerned. So it's not a good idea to only learn digital courses or digital system. Whatever discipline you are following, look at its application in various areas and try to develop the skills is a much better idea.
Right. And during, the situation of COVID-19, is there any online courses that you would like to advise students to go for, which help them, in future?
I think if the students are really interested, they must do a course on machine learning and data analytics. I'll suggest done by Stanford University by some Andrew Ng. Andrew Ng. Andrew Ng, it gives a free online course on machine learning, data analytics. That is 4 to 6 week module where they give assignments. I myself did this, to be very frank. I'll not hesitate to share it because I don't come from that area. So sitting at home, I did all home assignments. I sent it. I did not take certificate because I don't need a certificate. But I did that course myself in one month time with more than 80%, 90%. So it's a good course if you want to really interested in data analytics, machine learning, developing those skills. Even if you don't develop full skills, but that course gives you a lot of idea of how to do optimization, how to do small things. For engineering student, if they learn that course, is a good advantage.
All right. So we have another question asking by the Sakshi patient. She is asking, like, what about those students who would dream to study abroad? So
I think that will not change, but the reason I'll tell you is, see, the abroad all course sessions begin from September.
Right.
So by September, anyway, we in India are also going to complete our courses for the final year student, because government said the final terminal student will complete their course by end of July, so that they can go to jobs in August. And if they are planning to go abroad, September it will be on. Now, only question is, and many things abroad run on online. If they can apply online, they can give GRE test, it happens online. So as far as studying abroad is concerned, there is no change. Let me share one information. Those who have small German skills, Germany has a lot of courses to go abroad, a good opportunity to go to Germany if you have a German learning. So if somebody has done some course from Maxwell Institute, some German language skill, they can look for the opportunity in Germany, because higher education in Germany is pure government. So there are good fellowships, and it is full government institution in Germany. It may be a good idea to go to Germany at times. People should look for those options in addition to what they're looking for the US and others. So there is no what I change is coming to the as far as students are concerned, their admissions for studying abroad still are on. There is no problem, but getting jobs in abroad may be a little problem, but admissions is not a problem.
Right. So we have another question by Harish. He's asking that what is the career about mechanical engineering? How does it look like?
See, I may not be a very right person to look at the mechanical engineering, but see, mechanical engineering, if you look at, is an engineering discipline, it is oldest, which has a lot of overlaps with the other disciplines as far as jobs are concerned. Now, any device implementation you do, it cannot be done without mechanical engineers. So therefore, it has been an evergreen field, mechanical engineering. See, it may not be flourishing as the IT and other disciplines are, but mechanical engineering has been an evergreen field. So what I'm saying is that if the instrumentation come and a lot of other areas, if the production, especially production, now people are, because India has been good in service sector, not in production and manufacturing till now. If some shift comes from China to India, because without this corona pandemic, where some of them may try to shift from China, the production and manufacturing. If some shift comes to India in manufacturing sectors, then definitely the jobs prospects for mechanical engineers will increase, because manufacturing and production involve a lot of mechanical work.
Right.
One of the.
Yes, Doctor. So we have another question from Swastik Verma. She is asking, will this pandemic push the communications industry, such as public relation, advertising, marketing and media, towards growth, or will it pull down and create a bump in the growth graph?
I think, see, this public communication has to increase if one has to really deal with that. The reason is now, see, if you look at, if I say journalism area as a public communication, if you look at, see, nobody might have thought of these kinds of situation will come, whether we have to do journalism on a kind of a pandemic. Now, the public relation schemes has to increase. The reason being is that a lot of people will start consulting through only public relations, as well as what you call is because each organization which is coming up, they need to have a better, in future, better bridges with the public. That you have to keep in mind. The public relation jobs are not going to decrease as far as I concerned, but there's not much change in that.
Right. So also Prem Chandra is asking, can you tell us the name of the website or applications which provide the free machine learning courses?
I said that is Stanford University site, or okay. Coursera, CORSE. ERA. Coursera is the site where a lot of courses, online free courses are also, paid courses are also there.
All right.
Coursera.
All right. So I think we are done with the questions today. If anybody has any questions, they can feel free to ask us. And so also we tried to cover every aspect of the current career scenario at this session. And thank you so much, Dr. Lobial, for this insightful session. And thank you everyone for joining us today. So everyone, if you have any queries, you can please feel free to get in touch with us. So I'll repeat I'll say the ID. It's info@youthopedia.in. You can write to us anytime, and we would be happy to take your queries. Also, we have uploaded a lot of inspiring content on our social media platforms. So you can follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Anurag, for giving me this opportunity. And I enjoyed this interacting with the questions of the young people around.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very
during
much.
this crisis. Yeah,
Thank
it's my privilege to interact with during this crisis. Thank you.